So there's the idea of creating a birthing center. It wouldn't really be a birthing center. I guess it's a place for expectant and recent moms. Uh, and I have a friend that his wife's going to do this because she's a midwife, I guess, and she already is a professional midwife, and she works with someone else, and they work in the city right now. But their plan is to make a country location where expectant mothers and presumably the father can go, be in a natural environment. God damn it. I now have no lights, zero lights. That's the wrong number of lights to have. And I don't even know where my lighter's at. Where's my lighter? There it is. I have one candle, which is almost dead. I've got two candles that are almost dead. Anyway, back to the birthing center. A lot of countries have a law called JUS space SOLI, jus soli. Well, that's like no light, really. The shitty candle. Maybe I'll light my other shitty candle too. All right, now I've got two shitty candles. Anyway, there would be fairly comfortable locations in a natural environment where there was space to comfortably walk around on nice, stable trails and not have anybody bugging you and be able to focus on whatever it is about that very special time before and after the birth of your baby. Have great memories from that time. Maybe have spaces for visitors nearby. There might be people who want to stay in nearby hotels and be around their person while they're giving birth. There is a support system. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. The actual birth itself, I guess a birthing center like that should actually have facilities for doing the actual birth, shouldn't it? And I don't want to do it here because I'm not close enough to good medical services, and this is a person who's going to need medical services. Maybe. They need to have them available. And so you would have a home birth, you could do water births, all this stuff, natural births, but you should also have alternate plans available to immediately switch to and do a cesarean if you have to. So you bring them somewhere where that can happen, whatever, I don't know. But I do like the idea, especially after the birth, like, that the hard part's been done, the medical issues are reduced, and now it's about the baby. And so, I can imagine creating a really nice space like that. I'm not going to do it myself. I'd rather support my friend in doing it, but I would like to encourage people to have their baby in a country where they don't have citizenship and they would like it. And I have advice on that. Like Mexican citizens should have their baby in the U.S., U.S. citizens should have their baby in Mexico. Those are two countries that have a lot to offer each other. And there's a huge benefit for immigration, for citizenship, for functioning as a more powerful family if you can get your baby to have citizenship in the other country. And so, I should make a relationship with a birthing center in each of those two countries and be able to recommend them to people, that they go there and whatever language they need spoken is spoken, and it's all comfortable and normal for them. Natural environment just seems so cool because that's what we're made for. Of course, for some people that would be unusual and strange. I mean, I don't want to feel like they're going camping and having a baby. It should be a resort-like environment. It should be like a hotel. Not like a hospital as much as a hotel, but obviously it would have some additional whatever pregnant ladies need. I don't know. And then activities for the guys too. I think that during the birthing process, it's really important to not forget the dude It's an intense time for him as well. He's scared. I would be scared shitless. I could lose my wife. I could lose my baby. It could go very badly, and that seems scary. I don't know. It'd be hard to deal with. But I think having activities and things that the father is also learning at the same time the mother is, and both of them are in parent training. And so there should be books available and videos and advisors and stuff on, how to, I don't know, a doll that you learn how to change diapers or something, or how to deal with cloth diapers instead of plastic ones, or, what to expect in child development. I mean, you might as well use that time to study child development that your child's going to go through for the next 4 years. And so you then have a really good picture. I have a child development book from college still, and it talks all about these cool stuff about how weird kids are and how they learn these different things. They have baby laboratories and stuff. Um, and so, we could do all the cheesy stuff like take ink footprints of the baby's foot or squish the baby's foot into clay. I think they do that. You could just collect all the weird baby traditions from all over the world and then do a bunch of them that sound good. Why not? And I recently read that you shouldn't cut the placenta cord right away because there's still nutrients going into the baby. And it's like that's the best use for the placenta is don't cut the cord right away. Let that keep going into the baby. And that makes sense to me. It's a bag of nutrients sitting there already connected to the baby, feeding the baby. And, the mother's getting her stuff going with milk and stuff. I don't know how lactation works, but that all has to get figured out. This would also be potentially a reason to have a refrigerator at one of these facilities. I guess I'm not going to run that. I'm not qualified. I'm not close enough to town. I don't feel like it, and it's outside my range of experience. So I would rather that someone else run it. We could eventually have our own, I suppose, and roads will improve, but I would rather support somebody else's business project. This is true even on my own land where I can't run everything. And so I want to support other people to create stuff, but they've got to be really on board with knowing that they're going to be doing all the work on that. And they might do it here and then they might buy land and move it to there. It depends on how movable their project is. I can make the list of all the things that I see could work here, and I can listen to anybody who wants to mention something else. But it's really got to be up to people to figure it out. I mean, I can draw up a lot of it. I could benefit immediately from doing that and then matching people into that. But there's also things I haven't thought of, like I wouldn't have thought of a birthing center right away. I mean, I've known about the idea since this was an idea my friend's been working on for some years. But their building to do it in is almost done. So I could actually help with their marketing a little bit, and this video is doing that, where someone could contact me and say, I want to have my baby in a different place. And I'd be able to say, well, I know of a place you can do that, and you can benefit. So